I am making this video for those people who are going through abuse. Because abuse, it's not accepting. Being abused, it's not something that your parents should do. And you shouldn't be either abused from your parents, from your friends, from your partner. And these are going to be all the type of abuse that you go through. So what do you do when you go through abuse? You gotta talk with someone that you trust and you should let them know what is happening in your house or what is happening indoors or what is happening like in your school, how other people treat you, because guys, no one should go through abuse and you shouldn't get bullied by no one. You shouldn't get bullied by your family. And what you can do, call the police if it's getting like bad and you couldn't do anything then being abused with this type of people. Talk with someone, a professional person who works into the, I don't have the clear name of this type of job. If you're a child or like if you're going to high school, you can talk with your teacher and maybe like even see a social worker so she can like tell you what you should do, because families, they tend to abuse their children very bad. Or if it's you're getting bullied at school, or like you're getting like abused from like your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you gotta like call the police, because it's one of the bad things that happens to you. And abuse is also like punished by law. So how do we identify abuse? So the first one is very common and very like easy to detect, is physical abuse. What's physical abuse is when someone is using their body or something to beat you or harm you. And what do we do? Some people, some parents will like beat you with your hands, or like they will bully you like using cables, or like giving you like harsh treatment, or because you have done something that is not good and you have to go to um severe punishment. And when I mean like severe punishment is like they are like using fire, they are like beating you with cables, or like they're like beating you with something that they find in their hands. Children, they shouldn't be beaten because it's going to harm them. They're not going to feel safe anymore and they will like mostly be scared of you, but like scared of you, being terrorized of you. And when I mean like terrorized about you, is like they're not even going to talk to you and they will like act very different to you. They wouldn't even feel safe to be next to you. What happens when you always get physically abused? You will start to have like one trauma where even a random person that you do not even know would just like do this to you, and you will try to defend yourself because you are scared for being beaten, even though like this person doesn't even want to touch you. He's just want to like, I don't know, do this or like give you a hug, but you get like scared of it. And I said like severe punishment. You know, there is like some parents, when they punish their children, they use cables, they use like sticks, they use like they use things that are like very harmful, and they do not even realize like how harmful they are. And some people, they also like use knives and all of that, which is like very bad. And like if you get like this type of punishment, guys, you gotta go and call immediately the police, because these things are not normal. No one should like punish you with putting fire or like beating you with cables, because these things, they hurt so much, guys. And let me just tell you something what happened when I was like in Morocco. I'm not going to give the whole detail, because so like my cousin was like 3 years old, and what happened is like her mom forgot her to wear like something. And you know, like I come from like a place in Morocco where we're not in the city, we're not next to anything, we're just like in the middle of nowhere. And so what happens is like she didn't knew anything, because she's 3 years old, she doesn't know anything. So like she saw, and we see parts, and I was like, please cover yourself, put something, because your mom is she's going to be like very bad. Her mom discovered, and you know what she has done? She put like a knife in the fire and they put it on her, and she was like screaming. And I'm like, I couldn't do anything because I was like 14 years old, and like it was very bad. Like that was like one of the most traumatic thing that I've ever seen. And I was like, I'm going to take this woman and I'm going to throw her somewhere. Like, guys, you shouldn't go through abuse, because especially like physical abuse, because physical abuse can like leave such an impact on you. And at the end of the day, like these people who have abused you, your parents, or no matter who, you will always hate them. You can even do as much as possible to like say, okay, these are my parents, these are these people. It's going to be very hard, because you have been through so much thing that they have done to you, and you couldn't even feel love because you're like, they have done this to me, and every time that I want to see them, I have this thing on me, and I always have this fear that they are going to beat me again. The second one is not like always obvious, but it's like emotional abuse. And so, like, since it's emotional, it comes with emotions. The first thing that toxic parent would do, not all of them, but like most of them, would be don't have any emotions. Don't cry, don't get angry, don't act in this way, don't do this way, don't react in this way. They want to like suppress your emotions. Guys, do not suppress your emotions. If you do not feel good, you gotta feel your emotions, because when you stuck your emotions, everything would be stuck in your body. And when you're like stuck everything in your body, like your body is going to like start having illnesses. You will have sleeping problems, you would have digestive issues, you will have like so many bad things. And what you have to do is like, these people, they want to like remove all the emotions on you, so you will like act like a traumatized person. You know, when you see someone who is traumatized and comes from toxic parents, you can literally see how they look. They're like, it seems like they don't even have any soul. And what's the point of that is like, toxic parents, they want you to put you in so much abuse that you don't even feel anything anymore. They're like, oh, okay, I have done this, like, so I gotta be punished in this way. And you even like got manipulated that you deserve to be abused. And so like, they will use manipulation to making you think that you deserve something that they shouldn't be doing, because toxic parents, they know that abusing someone is like against the law. You can go to jail for doing this. They will lose custody. They will make you think that you deserve to be abused. And when you deserve to be abused, it's like, oh, it's normal, like I've done this and I deserve it. But the problem is like, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be manipulated. You don't deserve to be abused. And what happens when they're like manipulating you is like, they are going to create a salad. Like, you will have compact things, but toxic parent, they will like do all of these things and all of that, and you will think, yeah, this happened in that way, and all of that. They made you believe it's something happened in that way, even though it wasn't really true. They literally lied to you. How they're using manipulation, they will be like using emotions. They will be faking, saying like, it's your fault, I'm your mother and I have done like everything for you, you do not understand like how much I had to go through and all of that. They will like trauma dump you, and they will like make you believe that you're lucky for having them, because no one is going to love them anymore, and that they're like the only people who they will receive love. What happens when you do not even want to follow what they are doing, that you do not want to be part of these people anymore? They are going to humiliating you. They will do everything. They will like put you to shame. They will do so many things that you will feel like shame and all of that. You will feel shameful that you have done something, and they'll be like, why have you done this? You know, you're a bad person, you don't deserve this word, like you gotta think what you have done and all of these things. You will like feel humiliating. You will also use other people to manipulate you, saying that what you have done is very bad, and that you should be ashamed of what you have done, even though like you have done a great job. And so like, what's the point of humiliating and at the same time manipulating you? It's just to control you. They want to control everything in your life. They want you to act in a certain way. They want you to do something that they always wanted to do, especially like, let's say your parents wanted to be an architecture, but you don't want to be an architecture, you want to be an engineer. What happens is like, they will do everything to tell you like, if you don't do this job, you're not my son anymore. And this is like emotional, to manipulate you, saying that if you don't do anything that they want, they do not deserve you, that you do not deserve them, and that you're going to be the embarrassment of the family. This is like the tactic of humiliation and manipulation. They're like manipulating you, so you have to do something that they want, and that you think that it's very good for you, and at the same time they're using this shameful things, saying like, you're going to be the embarrassment of the family. Like, if you don't do this, we are going to be the worst family ever. Everyone will think that we're crazy, we are the worst family ever, and other people might think that we have the worst life ever. And that's the way how they control you. And another way to control it is like, they do not respect your boundaries. You have no privacy. When you want to do something, and you feel like, okay, I want to be by my own in my room, I want to do like something that I like and all of that, and they come to open the door, they're like, you let this door open, I want to see what you're doing, this is my house, and you, all doors should be open. And why you're ashamed, you gotta like stay in the living room, why you're like always hiding yourself, we are your family, you gotta trust us. Even though you're at your home, you need your own space, especially like when you're starting to be a teenager. You need your own space to learn who you are. You need your own space to do things that you like. Let's say you want to draw, you are going to study, you need space, you need silence to study, you know? They just like do not accept when you are not there and you're closing the door, because they do not know what is happening at home and they want to control you. They want to control every steps in the house, because most of the toxic parents have so much drama that they want to control things so nothing will get very bad, you know? And I used to have this drama because, I was like controlling everything. I was controlling about how other people would react, how other people would think about me. And toxic parents are doing the same with their children, because they want to control them, so they are going to be this type of person that they always wish to have. The third point is verbal abuse. And like verbal abuse is very funded, because they're just like insulting you, always yelling at you for things that are not very important. They're like always overreacting for the smallest things ever. They will always make you feel guilty for things that are not very important. And even though like they will use this tactic saying, oh, because of you I have to do this, because of you I had to like insult you in this way, because you don't even want to understand, you live in such a different world. They will like always use these type of things, and they will like gaslight you and mislead you for every situation that has happened, and they will like make you think that you're crazy. It will make you know you're just crazy, you need to see a doctor because the way that you think is not correct, and everyone might think that you're crazy. And they will like even tell these things to other people, because for them it's not good what you have done, and even like you betrayed them in a sort, you know? And because of this, they will like neglect you. Neglecting is a type of abuse. If you have done something that they do not like, they will not talking to you, they will be ignoring you for the whole day, they might even be ignoring you for like 2-3 weeks, and they will like be using this silent treatment. They will be using their silence as a punishment. They will be not be talking to you, and when you're like talking with them, they're like, I'm not your dad, I'm not your mom. And since they're like ignoring you for a while, you will like feel that you have done something that it's very bad, that you have done something very bad, that they're not going to talk to you, and you gotta like do things so they will be like, okay, we're going to accept your apologies, even though you have done nothing. And the problem is like when they're like neglecting you, they're like also neglecting your needs. It means if you have done something that it's bad, you gotta yourself go and cook something. If you're got very sick, you have to do things by your own to get to get your health back. And this is like an extreme thing, because when you have like very young siblings, and let's say they're like 3 or 9 years old, and they couldn't do anything like this, and your parents are just like ignoring them because they have behaved in a certain way that they didn't like, that this children will have like one problem is like he will feel hungry. If he got sick, no one will take care of him. Just like you have to take care of your brother, because your parents got very mad at him that they're not going to take care of him because he have done something very bad. And it's a type of punishment. Is a negligence, is silence treatment. Silence treatment is a punishment, you know? And since like most of these parents are immature, they don't even know how to deal with their own emotions, they will like act like children to children, you know? And the problem is like that's not going to help anyone, and it's just going to make the relationship even worse. And people, they do not even know about like silence treatment is an abuse. And you should know like negligence is not only like silence treatment, but is also like not showing off your emotions, meaning like you are emotionless to your children. And when it means like if the children has done something that is great, you'll be like, perfect, good. When the child is not doing very well, you'll be like, okay, you can do anything else, I don't have time for your emotions, you know? they will have this problem is like they don't even want to show emotions because they are scared of emotions, because even these parents, they have been holding their emotions so much, they didn't go to any therapy or anything. um they think like they're like scared of these emotions, that they do not even want to deal with emotions anymore, and they're like doing the same with their children. And the problem is like, if you're sad and your parents are not comforting you and they're just like leaving, no, this is just, you're just crazy, you just, do something else, this is like very bad, because now you couldn't even talk to your parents because of your problems, or you will have this type of parents that they're going to yell at you thinking that you're like crazy enough for having emotions. This is very common. It's spiritual abuse. And what is it is they are going to use religion to abuse you. They will be like, it's permitted for me to do this to you because in my religion is okay. But you should know, like, guys, most of the religions, they forbid like abuse. Like, you're not allowed to abuse anyone. And what is it, they're like going to use religious stuff or spiritual stuff to scare you, to hurt you, or like even manipulate you, saying like you gotta do this, you gotta do this, and all of that. The people who get abused, they think like it's very normal and they deserve it because in their religion they have to do it and they gotta like go through this and all of that. But the problem is like their religion, or like even though they do not have any religion, forbid these types of acts. They use spiritual abuse, they use it for like humiliation and embarrassment, because they know like these things are like, you have done this, you have done this, God will do this to you. But the problem is like, God is love, he's not going to do anything like this, he's not going to punish you for something that you have done, even though like it wasn't very like serious, guys. But the problem is like, these parents, they will use it against you, and they will like also use the communities, because there is like some type of religions that are in communities, they should be in communities, they live in communities, and they will like use it so like the whole community is against you, which is like very very bad, because even if you don't feel safe at your home, you're not even safe in your whole community. And since like they use this spiritual abuse and this religious abuse, they will like, you will feel pressed and obligated to do things against your own will, since they're like using religion against you, you will feel like more pressure, and you'll be obligated on doing things that you don't even want to do against your own will. So guys, these are the type of abuses that I wanted to talk about, and I hope like you find this video like very helpful. It was one of the most hard video that I've ever done. Like, the next videos that I'm doing are extremely hard, that like, it's so hard to work on, it's so hard to like pronunciate things, because they tend to be like very hard, especially because like English is it's not my native language. And yeah, if you have found this video like very helpful, I recommend you to subscribe on my video. And especially like, I do help people on how to glow up when you got toxic parents, and to have a better life and how to heal. So this was Bessie Robin. Ciao.